Good morning, friends in faith. Come on in. Pull up a chair. Tell me how you been. I would love to hear how your Memorial Day was. Anyway, the devotional that I have for you is called An Example Worth Following. Jesus stood in silence as he striped, spit on, beaten, and mocked. He stood there as they twisted thorns into a crown and shoved it onto his head. He watched as they gambled for his clothes. He was rejected, accused, beaten, striped, and crucified, and he endured willing all of this willingly because of love. Imagine having unlimited power and authority and giving it all up. Imagine voluntarily sacrificing your life so that others could also experience God's deep, unconditional love. This is what Jesus modeled for us. Through he was God. He did not think of equality with God as something to cling to. Instead, he gave up his divine privileges when he appeared in human form. He humbled himself in obedience to God and died a criminal's death on a cross. Philippians 2 verses 6 through 8. Jesus knew who he was and he was called to do. He knew that service mattered more than selfishness. He knew that humanity was greater than pride, and he knew that obeying God would lead to our freedom and his glory. Jesus modeled humanity by laying down his life so that we could know the love of God personally. And if we say that we follow Jesus, then we need to have the same attitude and outlook on life that Jesus did. But we can only do this by staying united in Jesus as we follow his example together. So how do we stay united? We show love to each other. And how do we show love to each other? By thinking about other people first and choosing not to hold on to bitterness. True love requires a willingness to let go of pride and to serve without expecting anything in return. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I loved you. Great love has no one than this, that someone laid down their life for his friends. John 15, verses 12 through 13. So who can you show love to today? Spend a few moments allowing God to review how you can practically embrace humanity, stay united in love, and service others selfishly today. So a few years ago, there was a saying that was going around that you could, and that was, "What would Jesus do?" And you could find that almost anywhere: bookmarks, bumper stickers, bracelets, necklaces, all sorts of stuff you could find it on. But here's a better one. Why not start using, what would Jesus think? So instead of, because it's easy to tell yourself, what would Jesus do in a situation like this? But when you're in an argument and you're fighting, to use the words, what would Jesus think? Eventually, the more and more that you start doing that, we're gonna have more of a mindset of God, and then we're gonna start doing more of things that God would do. Because if you're thinking like God, you're gonna start acting like God. So whenever you find yourself, no matter what you're going through your day, just ask yourself, what would Jesus think? So instead of living your life on what would Jesus do, let's give it a little twist. What would Jesus think? I hope this video has encouraged you some sort of way. If it has, don't forget to leave a like on today's video. Share this video to your timeline to try and reach out to others, because there's always that one person that's just waiting to hear the good news, waiting to hear what has to be said. Anyway, I hope you have a very blessed day. And no matter what you're doing, keep a smile on your face. Know that I love you the way Jesus and God loves us. Anyway, I'll catch you on the next one. God bless you and have a good day.